it's so good to have you on the podcast on Shuffle House here. It's the first one I've done for a while, and this is my first one of the new year. And rip roaring into the new year we are with your group, Youth Sector, like absolute joyous abandon. First of all, I want to know where you get this energy from.
Well, thank you very much. It's a good question. I think there's just something in like the way that we write songs where, there's just kind of a certain threshold that we kind of collectively feel that we have to meet, where every part of the song has to be there for a reason, and it has to, it's not that we deliberately try to avoid anything that's like somber or slow or anything like that. We've got a couple of slower songs that we haven't released yet, but yeah, I think there just needs to be a certain like vibe to a song for us to collectively be excited about it, and then once it passes that threshold, then I think we kind of feed off each other, and I guess also we're very like our live show is very central to what we do. So I think that the live shows feed the writing process, and then the writing process feeds the live shows, and it's kind of like a cycle as well there. So yeah,
right. So you're very much when you bang your heads together in the studio, you're really making it for the live show, how it's going to present itself there. Because when I hear it, I'm instantly thinking I should be dancing around somewhere. Like, listen to this. I should not be drinking coffee in the morning listening to Youth Sector. Like, this is or on Monday mornings when you know, on those slow days or something. But you really do need it though, however, when you don't have a punching bag ready, but you kind of want to get your frustrations out. You have a lot of frustrations, right? But there's so much to be frustrated about in the world right now that you have material for years, no?
Literally, like, yeah, I do sometimes have to search for some sort of like jolly material to write about, but it just doesn't. The things that I feel happy about in the world don't fuel me in the same way as the things that I think are going wrong. And I don't know, I guess when things are going well, it doesn't kind of it doesn't call you to arms for anything, does it? So like, I don't know, the things that I think are all good, they're taken care of. I don't really need to like dwell on them. I can just enjoy them. Whereas with just the things that are just gnawing at you every day, like, yeah, you know, the state of politics at the moment and climate change and all of this stuff, where you just feel every day like it's so out of your control, but it's just getting worse. That feeling, it kind of helps to write it down in a way that is like, you know, when you have an argument and there are things that you wish you'd said to that person, you write them out really well in your head later. Writing a song is that for me. It's like, oh, if I was to be put in front of Boris Johnson now, I've got a load of clever things I'd say to him. Obviously, I never will, but it's kind of like, it's the same thing of like, yeah, oh, I wish I could say this, this, and this.
Yeah, exactly. I love the fact that your music is the melodies are upbeat, and then it's like juxtaposed and contrasted with the lyrics. That's a really clever way you do it there. You know, you're kind of it's kind of like the mesh that they want to, like the veil that they want to pull over our eyes, and then in the song that you're creating, there's a little veil there as well, in that we're not really getting into the words. We're just like living in this world where we're just like, but we're not hearing anything so closely. But I like the way you contrast your sound, and that's really clever.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think a lot of the way that I approach songs, if I'm thinking about a particular thing, I kind of like to lyrically, like a lot of the songs are written from the perspective of the person or the thing that I am unhappy about, so that the song ends up sort of being twisted into this kind of like, if you were to listen to every word of some of the songs, you'd be like, is this you just have to, I don't know, I guess I write it from the perspective of that person, and it's kind of my way of like kind of sarcastically putting across what I think these people must be living, like what kind of world they must be living. And just kind of a way of exploring like the other side of it, rather than me just reeling off a bunch of things that I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. A song that stood out to me really, keeping on this line of lyricism, was that should do it, this time. Like, I just feel like I want to shout that out all the time. Can you elaborate further on Self-Exile?
Yeah, sure. So that one, I guess that one is slightly more personal in terms of like, it's a little bit more introspective, thinking about like myself and just kind of people, rather than looking outwards at like a big problem. It's kind of like, when you get into an argument with someone, especially someone that you're close to, or you're just in a mood where everything's going wrong and you feel like you've been so foul that everyone, you're almost preemptively attacking other people in order to just like double down on the point that is failing. And you're losing an argument, but you've got to go down with the ship. So like, that should do it this time is kind of like that feeling of saying that one last thing that's really horrible, or just being like, oh, that should do it, like that'll be us done now then, I guess, kind of thing.
Yeah, I know it. I know exactly how you feel. Yeah, I've been in that situation many times. So like, people can relate to it. So your music is so relatable. You touch on subjects like in Self-Exile, and you explore patriotism on Is Blood, which was a song that like really stuck out to me. It's a go. It should be played on the radio stations here in Ireland, but like it's way better than anything that I've heard on the radio lately. But it's quality, and you really, the foundations of that song are built on why you should like England so much, right? If you're English, because I come from a country where we're proud of our flag, our culture. But this song is built on like, because you cause a lot of, England has caused a lot of suffering, right?
Yeah, I mean, and continues to as well. It's just like, I just don't understand in like right now why people are kind of waving Union Jacks and thinking that big old Brexiteers that think, oh, we don't need the EU, we're bloody England. Like, look at that, those types who are they just love it, and they won't have a bad word said about England, and they just think we're the top of the world. I don't understand that logic whatsoever, and I think it's becoming our undoing. And Brexit is one element of it, where I think it's becoming apparent to more or less everybody that we are failing fast on this. And it was written at the time of the George Floyd protests in June in 2020, where all of these people are legitimately having, trying to say the same point that they've been saying forever, and it's just getting it's getting nowhere. And then you have these people saying like, oh, all lives matter, saying don't touch the statues. I like it, you know, I like looking at it. And it just is so bizarre to me that you can, even in times like that, you can dig your heels in and say like, no, England is the best. Like, how? In what world is England and America the best? It's like that Mitchell and Webb sketch. Are we the baddies? Like, we are the baddies. Like, it's just not, it doesn't make sense that people are still obsessed with like us being a superpower and being like morally in the right.
The new album, Adult Contemporary, comes out in February. That is really exciting. Not only does it come as an early birthday present for me, which is on the 20th of February. Oh. Thank you anyways, Nick. I don't know how you timed that one so well.
Oh, we had to push a lot of pull a lot of levers to get that going just in time for your birthday, but we managed it.
Yeah, you know, really, really